Now, for very basic patterns that one needs to know about growth, is very important component is the pattern and the predictability. Growth increments and developmental process show a very definite sequence of growth, and according to Krugman, the height in the prenatal infant or a fetus is about 500-fold from a single cell and about 3-fold times in the postnatal growth, whereas the weight is about 6.5 billion prenatally and postnatally 20-fold. Another very important concept of growth is the differential growth, essentially the cephalocaudal gradient of growth, the Scammonn's growth curve, and the pubertal growth spurt. Now, the cephalocaudal gradient of growth is another basic concept which goes to say that the cranium forms first and the skeleton, which is the caudal end of the body, develops much later, and that is pronounced very well as to say that the head at 2-month fetal life is about 50%, and at birth is about 30%, and in an adult is 1/8. The rest of the body continues to grow, and it continues to grow much more at a later age, whereas the head has already finished at a much early age. And this is specified as the axis of increased growth extending from the head towards the feet. This is explained also in the explanation of the growth of the head, where the cephalocaudal gradient is seen changing in proportions of the head and face during growth. The cranium is 3/4 developed at birth, and in an adult it is 50%, whereas the face is only 1/4 at birth, and in an adult it's about 50%. The second concept would be on the Scammonn's growth curve, which says that different tissues grow at different times and at different rates. The lymphoid tissue goes to a peak of 200% at the age of 10 and regresses with age subsequently. This can be said as the only exceptional tissue which reduces in size with growth. The neural tissue catches up 100% growth approximately at the age of 6 and sustains thereafter. The skeletal growth or the general growth status shows a sigmoid curve to show that there are certain accelerated peaks of growth. The genital tissue, it starts growing only around the age of 10 to 12, and it shoots its peak at the prepubertal front, and it finishes growth around the 20 years of age. The Scammonn's growth curve has also been specified or has been described for the maxilla and the mandible, where the maxilla is almost towards the neurocranium and the mandibular growth is almost following the skeletal growth. The differential growth spurt is another aspect which says that there are sudden accelerated peaks of growth taking place, and it is sex linked. There are different peaks just before birth, the neonatal period 1 year after birth, the infantile spurt at about 3 years of age, the mixed gestation growth spurt, and the peak pubertal growth spurt. Another very important variability of growth is not at all times that a set sequence of pattern is present. There is a variability which is called a biological variability, and that is pertinent to the timing and amount of growth, which is best seen in the racial, ethnic and gender variations. Also best expressed is that different morphological types grow differently. An ectomorph is a late maturer, and an endomorph is an early maturer, and a mesomorph is an average grower. That is, the occurrence of the same events occurs at different times for different people. And this goes to say that growth can be measured. There are different types of measuring growth: direct measurements, craniometry, anthropometric and cephalometric studies with 2D or 3D cephalometry, an experimental method which shows that it can be studied indirectly using stains or implants or height and weight charts or even mathematical models. Thank you. I think this has been a very basic introduction to growth and development, but this should be a very basic important concept which should be applied thereafter in the interpretation and diagnosis and treatment planning in orthodontics. Thank you.